afternoon, lads and lassies. Irish Demon here, back with another video. Before we get into the meat of this video, I just want to say thank you to all of my Patreons and my channel members. If you recall, I mentioned that I was going to be investing in something to help the channel. You might be able to see my handsome face a little bit better, but also check this out. Oh, shit. So yeah, I ended up getting a tracking mount. So it's a DJI Osmo tracking mount. So I'm actually using a different camera for this one. And it's pretty cool because I can move around like this. And I can also look over at the other camera, which isn't plugged in right now. But I can just, you know, play around with it, do some different shots, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, today's video, let's get stuck into it. This video is about a guy called Simon Ramos. Now, I have never heard of this guy before today, and somebody contacted me on Instagram and were like, hey, this guy's super easy to trigger. So I tried triggering him by leaving a comment on one of his videos saying, hey man, just to let you know, I'm going to be making a video about you today. Did it work? Fuck yeah, it did. He got super triggered and immediately started leaving comments on my videos, calling me jobless, bum, and all this kind of shit. I work for myself. I got my own business. But anyway, that's a different story. So this guy is one of the most clueless motherfuckers I have ever come across in my life. So I'm going to play some of his video and let's just break this shit down because it is ridiculous.
So you seen it on TV? Is that it? You seen the globe on a cartoon? Or was it on a sci-fi movie? The beginning of the Universal movies, there's a globe all the time. You know?
Alright, so I can already see where this is going. How they make you believe the globe and all of that nonsense. You guys know the spiel. I haven't actually watched this video. Somebody sent this to me, so I don't know what he's going to say. I am going to take a wild guess here that it's got something to do with, I don't know, they forcing it into you as a, you know, that's a bad term. They making you believe it when you're a kid. You know, the usual nonsense. And I'm going to guess a smattering of general misunderstanding of, like, pretty much everything. Let's check it out. And another thing. What is with flat earthers and driving along like, anyway, so the earth is flat? It's like, come on, man. At least CC Chris puts it in a cradle. This guy's like, ah! What a dumbass, man.
Universal movies are cool, man. They're fucking awesome. You got X-Men and sci-fi and all this animated stuff, and you got Spider-Man going in between the buildings and stuff, and you got Incredible Hulk beating up Loki. I mean, it's just as good as the comic books, you know? It's all totally imaginary, and that's what you got. That's what you've seen it on TV, you've seen it on a sci-fi show, you've seen it in comic books, you've seen it as an illustration, you've seen it hanging from your teacher's school rooftop.
I think the word you're looking for there is ceiling.
You've seen it on the chalkboard. You've seen it on top of the teacher's government-funded desk. Everything that the teacher has inside, all her furniture is paid for, and it's paid for because she gets to put a globe on top of it.
All right, so this guy thinks that the government pay for school furniture just so they can push the globe. What? The globe mystery, the globe theory? Does anybody here know? Because I sure don't, and it appears he doesn't either. Now, that's all well and good, but what about those of us who didn't go to a state-sponsored school? I didn't. Mrs. Demon went to a private school, so is it just they, I don't know, do they hide it in those private schools? I'm not really sure. Also, you talk about the government, and no disrespect to my American friends out there, but a lot of Americans forget that there are other countries besides America. So what applies in America doesn't necessarily apply everywhere else. Anyway, let's move on.
That's how that works. So, globes, you have never seen any globe. You've never seen any curvature. That's all imaginary. It's all imaginary. It's not real. None of it is real. It's all it was implanted in your head. That's called priming. That's called psychological brainwashing, and that's a psyop. Is everything that you think is in your head is based on fucking all these commercial images, government propaganda. You see Nixon talking to fake astronauts on a fake moon, through supposedly from the White House. Man, that should look just like some movie. It looks like a movie scene. If, you know, it's fake.
That's kind of the point of movies, though. It's not that real life is based on a movie. Movies are based on real life. And that's why sometimes real life looks like a movie, because movies spend a lot of money to look like real life. Now, I know that's a lot of words and it might be hard for you to grasp, but it's a fairly simple concept. You say that there's no way that we can prove the Earth is a globe, or that we can prove a globe in fact exists. However, we have absolute proof. Every 10 minutes, a photograph is taken from the Himawari 8 satellite, which is directly above my head, quite a bit far away, to be fair. I can't actually see it from here, but it can see me. And I have tested this myself. That's what you flat earthers love. I've tested this myself, where I've watched the Himawari and tracked weather that appeared in the northwest of the country I'm in, which is Australia, and come down the coast. And I was able to time it perfectly. And I said to the missus, when you look out the window, which is right there, and you look over the hill, you will see massive black clouds start to come up over the hill. She said, no way, because the sky was blue. Guess what happened about 3 or 4 minutes later? Wow, a big black cloud started to appear up over the hill. Now, I'm sure you'll say that there's some kind of weather radar or some shit involved in that. Why is it that satellites aren't real, but like radar and stuff is? I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. Anyway, let's move on a bit.
It's not real. Globe is like, I'm sorry, man. Like, you guys need to understand what's going on. You've been brainwashed. You've been like told to believe stuff that you've seen on TV. You've seen a toy as a child, and then after that, coming out of that school, everywhere you went, you see the globe. It's on a movie. It's on comic books. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's on your cereal box. It's on the billboards, and that's what you're repeating. That's it. That's what you globeheads are doing. You're repeating a commercial. You guys are psyoped. You brainwashed. You're zombies. Mindless zombies. All the zombies you see on the movies, that's you guys. I'm sorry. You guys are infected with some sickness, an illness. You think that you're delusional. You're insane. You've been watching too much TV. You've been watching too many. You put too much trust in television, too much trust in government propaganda, too much trust in all that shit. It's insanity is what it is. For you guys to sit there and keep sharing invalid, unconfirmed commercials as if you yourselves executed. You did not execute a fucking thing. The only thing you're doing is sharing a TV program, a TV show. That's it. That's what you're showing. You're sharing government commercials. That's it. There's nothing else. You can't say you've seen the globe. You can't say you've seen the curvature, and you never will, because it doesn't exist. You're gonna live your entire lives repeating a commercial, and you're never gonna see that fucking globe or that fucking curvature, because it does not exist. You're not gonna blast off. You're not gonna go to Mars. You're not gonna go to Saturn. You're not gonna visit Mars, Venus. You're not gonna walk around on other planets. That's TV shit, man. It's done. Get over it. Get over it. You guys need to know the difference between fiction and non-fiction, because you guys are completely delusional, and you need mental help. Seriously, globeheads. We're here to help you, globeheads. Get right and shit, because mentally you guys are zombies, and we're gonna help you guys.
Yeah, that's a real cute story and all, but let me just ask you this. What has any flat earther ever done for anybody in this world? Seriously. Point one thing that's been invented by a modern day flat earther. I bet you will struggle to find anything at all. Flat earthers are scientifically illiterate, and they are useless to society. I mean, I'm sure some of them have interesting jobs and pay their way in society that way. Absolutely. I wouldn't bet against that at all. But what I'm saying is, what have flat earthers ever done for science except for misunderstand it and try to spread false information? Usually it's religiously based. So that kind of automatically gets a bit of a because everybody knows what those apologists are like. This guy, I don't know if he's religious or not. Frankly, I don't care. He just is. He's not even like presenting things that you could say, all right, that's a fair argument potentially against the globe or whatever. He's just saying, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. This doesn't exist. I don't know how this works, so therefore it's fake. How about present something? You've made positive claims that the Earth is definitely not a globe. Prove it. prove the Earth is not a globe. Prove all of our science wrong. Every single bit of it, though, would have to be proven wrong, of course. See that globe right there? That's a more accurate representation of what we live on than anything that you can provide. Nobody claims that that's accurate, though. I mean, there's definitely issues with that. Of course there is. The Earth is not a perfect sphere, for example. It also doesn't have a big plastic ring around the outside of it holding it up. But you provide nothing, just like all flat earthers. You people never give us anything to work with. And then you go, oh, I don't have to prove anything. And you just hide behind that. You've got nothing. You will never have anything. Ever. Because the Earth is simply not flat. And I don't say that without evidence. There is an abundance of evidence out there. You just choose to ignore it. When we provide you with actual photographic and videographic evidence, thousands of hours of it, you just go, nah, that goes against what I believe, so therefore it's fake. That's not going to fly. That's never going to fly. Anyway, let's move on. We'll move on to the next little video he's got.
Okay.
Again with the driving. You're going to fucking kill somebody, dude.
So right off the top, this is going to go towards the main reason to dump the globe. Okay? The real reason to dump the globe is because it's brainwashing propaganda. That's a total fact. Okay? As a child, you don't know about the globe. You go to school and they force you to do these tests. They force you to learn about it as like in preschool or some shit, kindergarten. They make you color them. They make you color the globe, and then it goes to the point where you're coloring the globe, and you don't color it correctly, so you fail it, right? Then you go home and you tell your parents and your loved ones that you failed something in school. Then you get your ass whipped. That's the truth. So first you get punished in school, then you get punished at home, and you better not get that wrong next time, mister. Look here, missy. You better get that globe color right. So there you go, back to school, trying to make sure you answer every fucking answer correctly as they want you to say it. They make you color a globe. They make you model it sometimes. They make you play with it. They ask you where is where, like where's the longitudes, where's the latitudes, and all that shit, right? Okay, if you fail that, you get whipped. You get in trouble. Okay, but if you win, if you pass all that and you get it correct, like they want you to say, if you recite it correctly, you are rewarded. That's brainwashing. Okay, that's forcing children. That's child abuse. You're gonna whip your fucking child because they didn't fucking name something right on a toy. Think about that shit. Okay, all you globetrotters are traumatized. The globetrotters that are trying to sit there and cling to the globe and are suffering from blatant obvious cog dis. The obvious cog dis is just blatant. Okay, you're traumatized. You're brainwashed. You're traumatized. Okay, you were child abused. Okay, you're a victim of child abuse. Okay, you got your ass whipped over a toy. Okay, you were forced to love that toy. Now you just can't accept that it's not real because you got your ass whipped all these years over it. You actually thought that shit was real. They beat the living shit out of you.
I don't know where the fuck you went to school, but I certainly didn't get whipped for coloring something in wrong. Now, I doubt you actually went to school for a reasonable enough time to learn any of this stuff. But the whole globe thing doesn't really take up a lot of time in school. I mean, the reality is you go to school, they teach you about the globe, they teach you roughly about the planets, and then you move on to like math or something else. It's not like you go in every day and it's be drilled into you must believe in the globe. Like, that just doesn't happen. This is in your imaginary fantasy land. Dude, like, you're sitting there and you're telling people who generally are fairly well educated that they're wrong when you clearly know nothing about what you're talking about. Like, you clearly have no idea. Again, I don't know where you went to school, but the globe doesn't really take up a whole lot of time in school.
You thought that was real, but it's not. It's not. We don't see it out here. You never seen the globe. You never, ever, ever seen the globe. Okay? You seen some shit that they showed you on TV, and there were like some guys going to the moon. You never been to the moon. You don't have a spaceship like on TV. You never been to the moon like on TV. It's fucking, it's hilarious.
I don't need to have been to the moon to know that it's there and it exists. First of all, I can see it, but that's besides the point. I've never been to California, but I know it exists. I've also never been to India, but I know it exists. I mean, if I was to use your logic, I could argue that because you'll obviously say, yeah, but real people have been there and a billion people live in India. Prove it. Prove a billion people live in India. How can you prove it if you haven't been there? It's a really silly argument to make. But anyway, I digress.
It's hilarious. You're traumatized. You're bombarded with imagery all your life. It's in your head. It's a cartoon. Each globe you try to say, this is the real one, I'll show it. You got it from online. You got it from a toy. You got it from a comic book. You got it goes on and on. Not one fucking globe in your head is a real life experience. It's not a real life experience, okay? The globe is not reality. It's just not. You were brainwashed to love that globe. That's a fucking empirical fact. You are a victim of child abuse and you are traumatized, and that's why you can't let go of the globe. That's the main reason why you should dump it. But you're brainwashed.
It always kind of makes me laugh when a cultist tells us we're brainwashed when we are the ones that literally have all of the evidence, like all of it. They have nothing whatsoever. So it just makes me laugh that they genuinely believe this stuff. You can't believe this stuff if you're an intelligent person. I'm not trying to be disparaging to flat earthers necessarily, but I don't know an intelligent flat earther. I know some maybe well-spoken ones or ones who are experts at dishing up that old word salad, but other than that, they're generally not intelligent people, so they don't know what they're talking about for the most part. So for them to tell us that we don't know anything or that we're stupid or whatever, it's just kind of funny really at this point. Anyway, lads and lassies, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sure this guy's going to get super triggered and start leaving shitty messages down below. It'll be pretty funny. I'm going to send him a link to the premiere, so if he's in the chat and giving people shit, oh, it's probably too late to say it now. But anyway, yeah, don't ban him or block him or whatever. I want to hear what he has to say. And yeah, let's see if the old triggering works. I'm sure it will. Because it's pretty easy, let's face it. But let me know what you think about the new camera. Now, not all of my videos are going to be all movie-doovie like this. I just wanted to test it out. It's playing with my new toy. Most of it's going to be standard and maybe do some moving, some cutaways, things like that. Let me know what you think. Primarily, this is actually for doing my outside stuff that I want to do. Going visiting abandoned buildings and interviewing people and things like that. So with that, lads and lassies, thank you so much for dropping by. Make sure and hit a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. If you could please leave a comment down below, no matter what it is, it really, really does help out the channel. Helps with the algorithm and all that good stuff. So yeah, with that, thank you so much, lads and lassies. Gurv Mila Mahagud and Sláinte.